Soybean oil may account for approximately 60% of all oils consumed and 7% of total calorie consumption in the US. Crazy. On today's episode of LiveLeanTV, I'm answering a viewer question who asked, is soybean oil good for you or is it bad for you? And at the end of this post, I'll also share foods with soybean oil that you need to avoid. Now, this was a question from our hashtag LLTV Q&A series that we filmed back in 2012. So I'll first share a quick clip of my answer from 2012, then I'll answer it again with more detailed thoughts today, as well as sharing those foods that you need to avoid. So first, let's jump back to 2012. Do you think soybean oil will trigger arthritis? So you guys know, if you've watched my channel, soybean oil, get it out of your diet. The reason, it's because it causes so much inflammation in your body. It's high in omega-6s compared to omega-3s, and our bodies are so inflamed nowadays with the foods that we're eating. This omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is way out of whack. Our ancestors way back in the day would have maybe a 2-to-1 to a 3-to-1 omega-6 to omega-3s. We're now at probably, every time I read about it, it's 20-to-1 omega-6s to omega-3s, so we're way out of proportion. That's creating a lot of inflammation in our body. Inflammation leads to disease and everything else. Try to get soybean oil out of your diet. If you're gonna have cooking oils, go coconut oil, go olive oil. Try to get soybean out of your diet. All right, now let's fast forward to my answer today, and my answer is exactly the same. First of all, soy is one of the highest pesticide sprayed GMO crops because it responds so well to those pesticides. And this makes them so cheap to produce, which is why soybean oil and soy protein is found in so many cheap processed foods. And a lot of hydrogenated fats also come from soy. And in the Western world, since it's so cheap to produce, the consumption of soybean oil has increased like thousands of times since the early 1900s. And I even remember hearing something that soybean oil may account for approximately 60% of all oils consumed and 7% of total calorie consumption in the US. Crazy. So soybean oil is a vegetable oil which is highly processed and refined using unhealthy chemicals. So in addition to having a high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, it's also easily oxidized when it's heated, thus leading to more free radical damage and inflammation in the body. So when our omega-6 to omega-3 ratio goes up, it may also increase the risk of osteoporosis, cancer, and obesity via an increase in your insulin resistance. And some studies have shown that diets high in soybean oil could also be causing more cases of obesity and diabetes than high fructose corn syrup. Plus, there's a lot of talk about soy disrupting hormone levels, including that testosterone to estrogen balance. Not good. So therefore, guys, it's important to be aware of the foods that contain soybean oil so you can then avoid them. So here are some common foods containing soybean oil. And the easiest way to eliminate soybean oil is to just stop eating processed foods. But you can also make it easy on yourself by simply just looking at the ingredients list of all packaged foods. Soybean oil is usually found in creamers, condiments, salad dressing, bread, crackers, breakfast bars, cookies, potato chips, frozen processed foods like desserts and pizza, and fast food. Now guys, I did a full series on the best fast food menu items that don't contain soy, so you can go watch that right here. So like McDonald's, Subway, Wendy's, all the major ones, I covered it in this series. But if you are going to have soy, guys, always choose organic soy to avoid the GMOs, as well as fermented soy such as miso and tempeh. So the bottom line on, is soybean oil good for you or is it bad for you, guys? It's bad for you. I want you to avoid it. So in addition to all the reasons that I provided, soy is also a major source of allergies, and it doesn't provide any nutrients that you can't get from other foods. So if a food ingredients list contains the ingredients soybean oil, put it back on the shelf, put it back in the freezer. And I admit, guys, sometimes I eat pizza that contains soybean oil, but it's definitely not an everyday thing. So do the best you can and try to cook most of your meals at home. So over on our teamoflean.com platform, we provide you with access to weekly meal plans, including delicious recipes, cooking videos, and grocery lists, plus new 30-day workouts. So guys, it's the proven step-by-step plan to follow, where you'll be following along with others who are just like you, and it's key. You get the accountability as well as the information to just follow. And as your coaches, both Jessica and I, we invite you to join our team at teamoflean.com. We'll put it linked down below. All right, today's question for you is, do you actively look at the ingredients list and avoid foods with soybean oil? And what foods were you shocked
that contain soybean oil. Put them down below. All right, so if you want to learn about the healthiest cooking oils to use, go check out my video on the best cooking oils. You can go check it out right here.